The fish will fly off the table. Oh, and we're live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Nelforge, the West Road Gateway. The group, or some of them anyway, did some research into possible causes and sources for the kind of trouble that they've been seeing around town. Tuning's Fork has been plagued with, it turns out, a few different deaths. And the group did the research to find that it could possibly even probably, if that's that may be a double maybe, but there's a good chance that it is a thing called a Parriston mimic.
Right.
Yeah, it turns out the monster manual is kind of short on shape changers.
Well,
so I've had to invent a little taxonomy of my own.
A Parriston mimic is
a Parriston mimic. It is a creature. It is a shape-changing creature that lives out in the heroic wasteland and will mimic smaller creatures in order to lure in larger predators, and then suddenly get larger than them.
And that's what they think is killing people in Tuning's Fork?
Yes.
Yes. It has hit upon the idea of looking like a child, we believe. And then...
Oh, when did I miss a session? I did not remember that at all.
Yes, you did, unfortunately.
I missed a session last week?
Yeah.
Yeah. We figured out... And
so I don't have to kill a kid. That's amazing. I'm so happy.
Well, no,
it would have been amazing RP. Like it would have been very.
We have to find something that looks like a kid and tell whether or not it's a kid, and if it's not, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it could actually be a child mimic. I don't know if it's an adult.
But
if those bite marks were made by a child, you do not want that thing growing up in town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. We wouldn't want to see what the adult looks like.
Breastfeeding was a nightmare.
Now with those teeth? Yeah. Yeah.
Well, if it's luring specifically predators in the shape of a child, then at least we have the comfort of knowing everyone who died probably deserved to.
Usually.
Usually, out in the wild. We don't know. A lot of creatures act differently in captivity or urban areas than they do act in the wild. So that's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And Tuning's Fork does have this reputation of being a nasty little neighborhood.
Yeah, but that one old guy who died, I mean, unless he had some kind of dark secret, he really just wanted to, like, give toys and feed some kid.
Well, the thing is, his grandson had died as a child years ago. And just saw this. The one thing is the Parriston mimic is not smart enough to talk. So it can't... So it can't actually speak.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, some old guy who missed his deceased grandson sees a kid with no voice wandering around the neighborhood,
especially on these streets with the deaths happening.
We think that's kind of happening around.
Did I miss last week?
I believe you did.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Where was I? What was I doing?
You said you had an IV in?
Yes. I'm sorry, guys. I went to the hospital. That's
that
what happened.
Sounds like a good reason to miss a session.
Yeah.
Pretty legit.
I think I kind of blocked it out a little bit in the last week. It was not the best day.
Ew. Yeah.
So, well, thanks for filling me in. And please do fill me in more if my character makes silly mistakes based on not knowing the score. Have you filled my character in yet? Or
I think you were kind of with us, or your character.
Oh, okay.
So
you know, this would be a great time for the bunch of you to get together and share notes, which
I agree.
You've been kind of doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So am I to gather that you've made the donkeys kick your sort of base of operations?
Yes. I love that place.
Well, of course, if we discuss this, the whole neighborhood will know all about this. And next thing you know, lynch mobs will be running around attacking every kid they see. Even ones they recognize.
We can... Oh, that's the thing. Can it mimic a type of person, but not a specific person? Can it mimic a specific person?
The thing is, all of the eyewitness reports of a kid going around who should be in school but isn't in school means that they probably see the same kid.
Yeah. On the other hand, this can't be the only truant child in Tuning's Fork.
Well, right, but the thing is that it's the only one that's unaccounted for.
So it does have a consistent look, but we don't know yet if it is actually mimicking an actual child that it did away with or somehow.
Right. Well, see, the difference is that the one that keeps, truant children normally are at least recognized, and people say that kid should be in school, but nobody recognizes this one. So that means it probably, because it's not a case of, we've seen dozens of children who nobody recognizes. That would be a different indication. That to me is an indication that it generally takes on the same form.
Mm-hmm.
And since it does, that means its shape isn't like infinitely variable.
Or rather, it could be, but maybe it just has a preference for one. It doesn't bother.
Yeah, right.
Trying.
Or it just doesn't realize. Because if it's actually just mainly animal intelligence, I mean, it may be cunning for an animal, but it is an animal, which means that it maybe doesn't realize that it can look like should pick a specific form, or maybe it knows better than to do that.
Maybe.
But it just didn't realize that it shouldn't consistently go to the same form all the time and eventually be recognized. So I guess I would have carefully read the entry in the book about Parriston mimics, looking for anything that indicates ways of tracking it down, or ways of identifying it once we encounter it. Like, it is forced into its true form when you jump up and down 3 times, roll a head of cabbage at it, and giggle.
Oh, that seems too easy. Way too easy.
On the other hand, I could see that being startling enough to work.
Well, I mean, what else would you do if somebody rolled a head of cabbage at you?
And started laughing.
I giggle. I'd say, no thanks, I'm not a vegetarian. I'm a humanitarian.
Of course, if they're rolling cabbage at you, that means you've got issues. Yeah.
Or they do.
Not ruling either out. The reference material you found has rather scant hints on identifying it. There are some notes on its true form.
Wait a minute. Yeah.
There are notes on the true form that the Parriston mimic has been observed to use. And it is about 7 feet tall when standing on its hind legs.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
7.5 feet tall. This may count as a large creature.
The other question then is, the predators that it tends to lure in, I'm thinking about what kind of predators that tactic would most likely look on. I'm wondering if we could somehow create the scent of one of those predators as bait. But I'm familiar with the wilderness, right? It would be a survival check, wouldn't it?
That would be a nature check, yeah.
A nature check. Well, let me have a look at the... let me see. Nature... nature is intelligence-based. I don't have a bonus in it.
The druid might be
That's
able
okay. Maybe someone else in the party does.
The
On
druid,
some
yeah.
planets, remember.
If we got ourselves a well, the question is the druid familiar with the wasteland?
That could be a problem.
Maybe the wasteland's barbarian.
Perhaps.
Well, I mean, the wasteland is what is all around us, is it not?
Well, it's off to the west.
Yeah, it's to the west of the areas you're likely to be familiar with.
Yeah, Chaldea proper, as some maybe erroneously call it, is to the east, the north, the south.
Well, I'm always happy to roll for it.
Well, even if I have a +0, I can still roll for nature.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how we do.
I had some good luck last time. It wouldn't hurt.
I got a 13.
Not bad.
It wouldn't hurt because David doesn't give us truly devastating results when we get a 1, like has happened to me several times.
I got a 12.
Nope, I got a 3.
Very good.
And also, survival is a wisdom-based skill, and I think it would be familiar with the predators of an area.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's a survival check, I would be rolling it. I would get a +3. But that's
Okay. If you were trying to say avoid one of these things,
right.
I would give you the survival check. In this case, you're trying to lure one of these things.
Right, which is not
something
conducive to survival, generally speaking.
Generally, yeah.
You want to stay away. Good point.
One die is still in hiding. Not that I need every single one of the set out, but I do hate to break up a set.
Druids chat among themselves, so yeah.
I'm sorry, druids what among themselves?
It says here, Matthew just posted a thing, says druids chat among themselves, so you know about them anyway. But then again, druids tend to be loners. I don't know, but
not always.
I'm sure they meet up.
Yeah.
They have conventions.
Yes.
They organize occasionally, working in branches. So yeah, off the top of your heads, yeah, I went there too, Koi. Yeah. Not repeating what was said. Yeah, but between you, you have some idea what this monster does and how you want to lure it in. You're just not sure you could reproduce the scent of one of those things sufficiently to pull it in.
So yeah.
So in lieu of that, any ideas?
Well, if there's a sketch of the thing in the taxonomy book, somebody with some kind of illusion spell could. If I can find it, if I know what these predators look like.
The book you found has sketches.
Right.
But we would have to know where. We can't just lure it somewhere, anywhere in the city. We should narrow it down to some place where it would hunt more, where it would be more likely to be seen.
And the deaths have been occurring around Tuning's Fork.
Yeah, but how big is Tuning's Fork?
Do we have a description from the guy from the truant officer?
Let's see. Yeah, Heyman Flush might not have given you enough details in that particular regard because he hadn't gotten them himself, but
if we get a good enough description, somebody with illusion abilities could disguise himself as what this thing disguises itself as and see if that lures it out.
I make a note or two here because I do need to fill in some details. Also, let me point out that there is one specific street that he's been sighted around numerous times during the day, and that's Wendell's Way.
Ah.
Wendell's Way.
Right. So if we use illusions to disguise, say, the halfling as something very similar, you know, as close to the description as we get. We got a description, right? Blackish blonde hair, squeaky deep voice.
Mm-hmm. A little tall fellow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the classic to put get the Hobbit as a bait?
Yes.
No, but it's the classic our gaming group came up with once.
Yeah, well, no, right, but the classic idea, you know, the classic condescending idea, make the halfling look like a child, and everybody talks about how cute he is and pinches his cheeks, and he gets his revenge later.
Sorceress revenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love how you guys are all staring at me during this conversation. Thank you.
Yeah, pretty sure the Dragonborn wouldn't pass.
No.
So just reminding myself, this is a group consisting of a Dragonborn, 2 half-orcs, 2 humans, pardon me, 3 humans. Wait.
I'm a half-elf.
Half-elf. Maybe it's, yeah, let's see. Dragonborn, 2 half-orcs, 2 humans. Halfling, half-elf.
Right. A lot of halves here.
Mm-hmm.
How many total humans does that make?
3.5.
Not just the human side matters.
Also, one of the
Oh,
humans
great. People are going to be walking around with signs, human lives matters. Humans' lives already matter. Like, get over it, guys.
Somehow I have
Is not the city of Nelforge itself pretty diverse? Like, aren't we a pretty
Oh yes, totally.
It is rather, yes.
bunch of people to be walking around, though?
Mm-hmm.
I cannot get out of my head the conviction that usually half-orcs are referred to as horks.
Not often,
Yeah.
probably. Not for long.
Not to their faces either.
No.
I was just about to say not to their face.
Especially after they say, "Oh, you want a hork? I'll give you a hork," and he mastered the trick of voluntary projectile vomiting. Projectile vomiting.
Now there's a feat.
Popular.
Yeah.
Yes.
Of course, then you have the other problems that derive from that, like the helves.
Right.
And
But you don't manage.
and then what to do about halflings? Hlings?
Yeah.
Anyone that calls me a hling better not sleep.
Well, let me put it this way: people respect half-elves enough to just
Not
call
do
them
that.
half-elves, and they respect halflings enough to just call them halflings. But half-orcs, we have a rep.
I
rep
don't
that you-
necessarily know that. Like, David's never said anything to imply
You
that
can wait till we
half-orcs.
move into the inner cities, and then we'll call each other hork as a bit of friendly banter. But if any non-half-orc does that,
We're making it up and reclaiming it at the same time, man. Yeah.
Yep.
David's never said any. At least I've never heard anything to imply half-orcs are any less affected
I
than
wonder what the real orcs think about that.
Yeah.
The full ones usually don't get into the city.
Oh yes.
Anyway, yeah. So yeah, they show up at a tavern, and the guy standing at the door says, "Do you have a dinner jacket?" Okay.
Anyway,
we're getting sidetracked.
yes, we are. So
And people watching live are saying, "So what the hell did I tune in for?"
we don't have any viewers currently.
Oh.
I haven't really been publicizing these videos enough.
Ah.
Do you think I should?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, we're left with the problem that you're sitting in a tavern, not quite sure what to do.
Yeah, we're sitting in a tavern, not quite sure what to do, and if we discuss this out loud,
no, we don't.
We can discuss it in our rooms.
You could be discussing it
down in the common room.
Yeah, the common room would be a bad place to toss this discussion around.
Let's take a room for our group.
Well, I assume you've been doing that because you've been discussing it rather openly.
Does it look like the Donkey's Kick have private rooms?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, we rented.
Sit down and scratch and get out like maps and.
On the second floor, rentable by the day or the hour.
Yep. Oh, hey, is my friend my barmaid friend.
Now, what was her name again?
Her name was.
She had one eye.
Yeah, she had one eye, and I think her name started with a T. It was like Tasper.
It was Hannah.
Hannah, right?
Right.
At all.
Yeah, she'll be in toward the evening.
Okay.
I'm putting it that I am sort of putting my temporal foot down and saying it's still morning.
All right. So this
as you had done some late night snooping and found done some snooping in the household of a Mr. Scrolling down. Nope,
That's
scrolling
the old
up.
guy, right?
Evan Locris, yes.
Okay. And this thing mostly hunts at night, is that correct?
Seems to.
All right. So I tell the group my intention that when night falls, I will be on patrol all night.
I'll go too.
I don't think that's entirely wise.
Okay, then I won't.
That is, I've already taken this on. I would not have another endangered.
Well, someone's going to be in. More boots on the ground means more ground covered.
Yeah, but Thagak, you have usually in the past, you often got one on your noggin, didn't you?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
The midwife dropped me when I was born.
So, and you don't have a helmet. So
well, I wasn't born with one.
Let the paladin take that one on, but the paladin should have backup, that's for sure.
I won't turn down companionship if you are ready for a fight, but if I'm to hunt this creature,
right?
Bluntly, I don't have time to protect anyone.
I do. Problem solved.
Problem solved. Great. Good. So,
meanwhile, it's still just morning. You have a day ahead of you before you need to worry about the evening.
I'll spend the morning interviewing people in the neighborhood, whoever will talk to me about where I can find this child, and then I'll have to sleep so they can stay up all night.
Doing some asking around, yeah.
I wonder if we could find it during the day, because maybe it sleeps during the day.
Well, Hannah did say she knew all the best hiding places, whereas probably...
The other thing is, if it was taken for a truant child, that means it must have been seen during the day.
Yes.
That's true.
That's true. Yeah, which is why I wanted to do some. I mean, I'm pretty sure Hana can show me its hiding places when she comes in. It's just too bad that it's probably going to be up and roaming about by then. It would be ideal if I could find it sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, though, I did get a 13 on my nature check.
Which wasn't enough to
Wasn't enough to
suggest how you could mimic the scent of something it would like to lure in.
But at least knowing enough about whether those tactics are likely to work best against night hunters or whatever. Never. Actually, in the wilderness, I think pretty much any kind of large predator is going to. Yeah, probably those tactics will work day or night against sufficient large predators that I wasn't able to derive any useful information.
Right.
Good enough.
So, yeah, we've established that you weren't able to get any useful information out of that particular line of inquiry, at least not this trip.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. Fine. So I will over to you guys.
He means you.
Me?
Or all of you.
Yeah.
Okay, so looks like we have war parties coming together.
Right.
Let's see, Jilly and Tess will be a group. Saphir is by himself at the moment.
Okay. Is anyone going with Saphir?
Saphir's alone.
Someone who's very observant, he would probably be okay with them, like serving as being a scout or.
So
Isn't
what do I do?
Character pretty sneaky.
Headquarters and just sort of wait for reports to come in, or
Well, I'm asking around during the day, and then he's gonna have to sleep through the evening to be up all night.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But before I go to sleep, I'll ask the bar staff to send Hana up to my room when she arrives, and they can take that however they want. Does interviews during the day yield anything, or are people just too scared to talk?
Well, let's go through the day, shall we? So you're going out. Where are you going to do this interviewing?
Just the neighborhood, like specifically that lane. I'll talk to everyone.
Wendell's Way.
What?
Wendell's Way.
Wendell's Way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you can do some asking around there.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Maybe that helps us so we don't have to wander around in the night and have a more clear plan. That would help.
Exactly.
Maybe it does. Are people going with you?
I'm just gonna ask about the kid and also ask people to point out to me any abandoned houses that are, flop houses or crash spaces for,
Yeah.
people with unhomed lifestyles. And
unhomed lifestyles. That's a good phrase.
Interesting way of putting it, yeah.
And just I'm gonna go say bye to my roommate. Somebody else talk. Be right back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Crow's heading out. Who wants to do some talking now?
I do have a question to ask.
Yes?
Did my research prove any fruitful leads?
It proved a fruitful lead, but not necessarily for this set. I posted that in the community.
Awesome. Okay, I'll double check it. Thanks.
Okay. Yeah, I do need to fill in a name here.
We even have a description of what kind of child it looks like. Like, do we just know?
Not really. It was just a child. We don't have no name,
okay.
No good description.
Let me go through some of the details as they would probably have been passed along. 5 to 7 years old. Slightly swarthy complexion. Dark hair.
Boy or girl?
Boy.
Human?
Yeah, human or humanoid.
Humanesque.
Well, yeah. Well, looking
Human
human.
passing.
We know better.
Esque.
Yeah.
As opposed to obviously half orc or dragonborn or something.
Right. But looks straight human. There is a detail that comes out in interviews. A red scarf.
Oh.
Oh. That's
That piece of red cloth that was seen at the windowsill.
That is a good hint.
That is interesting. That sounds something about that makes me wonder. Like that seems important to me that they would choose to have something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is a curious little detail, isn't it?
It is.
Yes. No, but that piece of cloth that was found at the windowsill probably comes from the red scarf. So the thing is, that means it's probably a real scarf. Not just, I mean, it may be able to imitate shoes and clothing and so on. But the scarf is a real one.
Yes. So who gave?
I get the impression that maybe somebody who missed their grandchild, adopted it as a pet or something, and then they died, and then now it's getting hungry.
Well, or
that would be weird.
Or it's a pet, and this is some kind of like a band for like a dog's collar.
Or maybe, yes, but I think it's probably a real scarf. So maybe there's a kids gang that uses red scarves, and it imitated that.
Okay.
But that would have been noted.
Yes. Then we would have several kids with red scarves. That would be a thing then. If it was a kids gang, I don't think it's a kids gang. That would be too. There would be too many kids with red scarves.
No, that is interesting though. That seems like the kind of like it would be given from somebody versus it just finding it and deciding to wear it because if it already has its own appearance, that
yes,
I would think that would be happy with that.
Since these sightings began, like before these sightings began, any other kids going missing who used to wear a red scarf or something?
That hasn't really, stories like that haven't really turned up.
Right.
But in the process of asking around, you did find out that there's from one particular resident, there's a shop up the street that the liquor it sold was crap, but it was drinkable. He hasn't opened for a few days.
Oh.
Well.
Something about...
Here, have yourself a snootful, and I give him a couple of coins. Basically enough to cover at least another drink.
Is he supposed to shove those up his nose?
Just wondering, is that
all right?
Something
I return.
Well, welcome back, Shu. We're just talking about things that your line of inquiry might have picked out, and one thing you did find out is that there is a shopkeep up the street.
Who sells shitty alcohol and hasn't opened for a few days.
Right.
I heard.
Okay, you heard that. Good.
Yeah. Cool.
The creature that we're following wears a red scarf, and we think it's real and not just a pretend shapeshifted one.
A red scarf.
A red scarf.
Real red scarf, yes.
And that.
Okay.
I think that's not.
Well,
just
we know it wears real clothes because didn't I find scraps of clothes?
There was a scrap of red fabric by a broken kitchen window.
That was probably the scarf, but we don't know if all of its clothes are shapeshifted or not because we.
And we found, it normally shapeshifts into a clothed form, and clearly, whatever it was, when it went out the window, we did find one of its tracks outside the window, and that's how we identified it.
Yeah. All right. Okay, cool. Well then I will go and check out the liquor store.
Yeah, you go up to check out the liquor store.
Okay,
and
imagine it's boarded up.
Who all is there doing that, or am I not there? Or
we can.
Yeah, I'm assuming the whole group is in the area
at that point. Okay,
right. And the liquor store in question, it's not boarded up or anything. It just looks closed. And this is the time of day that it looks like it should be open.
Wait, it's closed?
It's closed currently, yes.
I'm going to go around the back and bang on the door.
You go around the back and bang on the door, and it feels solidly closed. Solidly locked too, it turns out.
Locked.
And this is an opportunity for a perception check if you want.
Sure. I don't remember what my perception modifier is, but I rolled a 3, so it really doesn't matter.
Ooh. Anyone else want to help her out?
Yes.
I'll use my eagle eyes.
I mean, are you a rogue?
Nope.
Oh, do we have a rogue?
You don't have a rogue.
Why?
Oh, let me run down the list. You have a wizard. You have a ranger. You have a druid. Right? You have a barbarian, a bard, a sorcerer, and a paladin.
I got
everything but.
So we have no cleric. We have also no cleric.
Oh, yeah, you have no cleric, too.
17.
Oh, that's good.
Nice. Good job.
Yeah. You know, there is a small backyard to this thing. And there is a tree growing out of that, and behind that tree, there's a broken window.
Just floating in the air?
No, it's attached to that building.
Oh, okay.
Of course.
That would have been weird.
I mean, are you going to share this?
Of course.
Awesome. Okay. Well, then the paladin who was just kind of looking around going, huh.
You know what? It appears to have broken out too.
All right. Then I guess I'd better get myself up that tree and investigate.
Oh, it's on the second story?
It's on the second story.
Ooh.
Yeah, he'll just hop himself up the tree and peek in the window.
Okay, give me this would be an athletics roll, I believe.
16?
That'll do.
Whatever. Okay. Sweet.
Yeah, you can get up into this tree and you can see, that branch there is broken as if something came flying out that window. And here's a little red thread here.
Oh, God damn. There's going to be a dead body inside.
You can already kind of smell it too.
Yay!
Awesome.
You know, if an alcohol shop doesn't open for a couple days, there are probably going to be a couple people in this neighborhood that are like actually suffering health effects from withdrawal. They might be able to tell me more. I just have to find like the most fucked up, unhappy people. Then again, some of them might be dead. So,
no, they probably just go somewhere else.
Then again, depending on the quality of the alcohol, they might be better off not drinking it.
yeah,
Well, yes.
True.
true.
So yeah, if you really want, you can get in that window.
I'm gonna.
Mhm.
He'll like wrap his cloak around his hands first, obviously.
Break
to
out the
avoid-
rest of the glass.
Yeah, cutting himself on the glass. I'll inspect it quickly for blood stains before I go in. Just so I'm not
Doesn't-
actually. No?
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any blood stains.
This is weird. How does this creature jump out of windows without cutting itself? This is. Oh, if
It
it
must
has
have a
tough
tough
enough
hide.
hide that it doesn't cut itself, that's gonna be bothersome.
Could be.
Yeah, because of
Good
glass.
insight there.
Silvered weapons.
I'm gonna try to have to find something piercing, like get a spear or something. I think I have a pole arm right now. It's okay. Maybe I can have it fitted with like a spearhead. And then there's also magic. So I'll have to talk to
Argyle.
Druid.
Argyle and Saria.
Saria.
And Gilly.
Saria's the one that's actually with me, right? Are they both with me?
Yes, I think
my
Saria's-
understanding was the whole group was sort of following along at
Okay.
some distance behind.
Oh,
So there's a body in there.
There is a body in there.
Yes, I'm
And
telling
there
that.
is, yeah.
This is in character.
Yeah.
There's a body in there. I'm gonna go find it. You two. This thing keeps jumping out of windows, but it doesn't cut itself. Probably got a pretty tough hide. That means magic is a good bet.
Yeah.
I'll have to commission a new weapon that will hopefully puncture its hide, but in the meantime, it may be that your stuff, fiddly stuff is
Pew pew.
That
That's
fiddly
hand.
twiddly fingery
is
stuff.
a good thing to have, which don't like. You're both very delicate. No offense.
If someone called me delicate, I would be offended.
Not you. Probably the magic user's delicate.
I just kind of smile at that.
Not that I believe you any less fierce. Only
You're
that
delicate but fierce.
you look very easily crushed.
Yeah, so the special effects users of the group, let's say, that would be the wizard, the
Yeah.
druid, and the sorcerer, and to a lesser degree, the ranger,
Okay.
the bard, and the paladin. So 6/7 of the group.
I have a sword axe. I feel good
that
about
did
that.
occur to me, and I was just like, that did occur to him, and he was just like, "Mm."
Like most of the group.
Mm-hmm.
And besides, he's not going to endanger Jilly because, rightly or wrongly, he believes that she is a precious little snowflake that must be protected. More like he thinks that Jilly is badass. He just wants to like hide her somewhere safe and let her kill everything from a
A
distance.
precious badass.
A precious little tiny badass.
You want to
She's
put her in
so
a tin can and use
Hilarious.
her as a turret.
He's so tiny. No, I seriously, I drew this picture of Saphira with like Jilly sitting on his shoulder, and it was adorable.
Oh my god, we gotta see this.
Yeah, she's just perched up there like, it's so great.
Awesome.
Yeah, they're my favorite little big team. For Team Up Adventures, my favorite tag team. Anyway, so I will then, kind of heave myself into the window to let them. I know where the inspector is staying, right? One of them can probably go get him.
You have two inspectors that are looking into the matter.
Okay. Well, maybe we shouldn't go get him just yet. Maybe I should make sure to. Then again, I'm not protecting an actual kid anymore, which is, phew.
Right.
Yeah, I don't have to lie to the law anymore. That's
Okay. You can get in there and
Yep.
yeah, this is the sort of second floor apartment you might find over a shop. There is a set of stairs that comes up here. You can see off to the right.
Okay.
Sort of leads to the back of the shop, which is why customers don't typically see it.
Mhm.
There's a little bedroom up here. There's a little kitchenette over here where you can see the dead body. And a large spill of whitish fluid.
And a what?
Large spill of whitish fluid.
Whitish fluid.
Whitish fluid.
Milk?
As it turns out, yeah, there's a milk bottle over there in the corner.
Whoa.
No, spilled milk! I cried.
I was with paper, so.
Not actually.
Oh.
I remember what my mother told me, and I specifically do not cry over it.
Although Saphir is a confident, manly man who is not afraid to cry when something's sad. So there may be a single tear at seeing this senseless death.
Yeah.
Tear for the fallen.
Yeah, it looks like it probably happened. Yeah, it looked like it happened a few days ago.
Ugh. Okay, well, I'm gonna obviously tie my handkerchief over my nose, but I recently blew my nose, so I'm like, ooh, I didn't think of that. Oh well. It's because it's kind of damp, like on one cheek, and I'm just like, oh god damn it.
Well,
And,
you turn it a little, and it's just like recycling.
Just flip it inside out.
No, that's gross, David. Why would you say that?
Have you met me?
Inspect the body. Yes, I'm not. I didn't say I was surprised. I was dismayed. Difference.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I'm gonna go inspect the body.
Is the white fluid from the body, or
The
It's milk.
The whitish fluid is from the milk bottle.
Which means this guy was super surprised to like be holding something, pouring something, and then drop it and spill it. Like,
well, the other thing is, you're looking around this guy's kitchen, and you're seeing
where like he was trying to feed this mute kid.
Possibly, because you see around here 20 or 30 different bottles of liquor in various states of consumption. And you can't help to think to yourself, this is a guy who probably doesn't drink much milk.
interesting?
All right.
So he went out to buy some.
I think what's really getting to Saphir is all of these people are dead because they tried to do the right thing. They were
that is a cruncher, isn't it?
passion in a rough part of town. Instead of being like, yo, kid, fuck off, they were like, shit, let me take care of you. And now they're dead. And so he's just
That's a bad way to think of it. They didn't die because they tried to do the right thing. They tried to do the right thing and died in spite of it.
I mean, but there is a direct line between them taking a child and now they're dead.
It's preying on their compassion as a weakness.
Exactly. It's preying on their compassion. And this part of town, people are already feeling like they can't afford compassion, like they have to harden their hearts. You know, like he's from here, kind of, or at least the same kind of place. And so he's just like, you know, the one time people actually try to be kind and stick their neck out for someone and be vulnerable, they're fucking dead. It's kind of getting to him. Like this is becoming a little personal, just a little bit. So I'm kind of mad about it. And I think so I'm just gonna investigate he went out and bought some milk. Looks like he was, pouring some. He clearly invited this person in, right? Like the front door is probably locked from the.
Right. There is a tankard over there on the floor. Probably what he was pouring the milk into.
Did the kid? Is there any sign that the monster kid drank alcohol before leaving? Like there like a flagon over by the window?
There's no there are no poured drinks in the. There are no poured drinks in the kitchen. Just like I said, bottles in various states of filled.
Probably just drank straight from the bottle.
No. I want to know if
everyone's frozen on me.
Creature craves alcohol or not.
Creature doesn't seem to crave alcohol.
Okay.
Or at least if it did, it's indistinguishable from whatever cravings this guy had, provided it could drink from the bottle.
Right. Is the body in the same kind of condition with blood lapped up and a chunk eaten, but not all of it eaten?
Several chunks eaten, blood lapped up.
No, like I don't like the waste either. Sophia doesn't think this is you don't just eat a few bites off your plate and then leave it. Like, come on.
Clean your plate.
Get it together. Clean your plate. If you're gonna kill somebody, eat all of them. That's the rules.
Well,
that is a peculiar and terrible way to look at it.
Eat the whole thing.
Oh.
Damn it.
Actually,
Yeah,
no,
no, that's just waste is a sin.
it's not natural to leave so much unless it was afraid to hang around long enough to eat the whole thing.
That's a
Just grab
terrifying
everything and
thought.
then run off before some scavenger comes and chases me off.
Like in a locked house.
Yeah, in a locked house, though, it's more like just its eyes are bigger than its stomach, and it
Well, they
can't
could
return.
be a shapeshifter.
Mm.
Yeah.
I feel like we should put word out that
Yeah.
if anyone sees a kid with a red scarf who isn't talking, don't invite them to your house. Quietly leave and get someone.
Well, yeah, except, of course, well, I don't know.
All right. So I know where that inspector guy is. The one that I met in Granddad Dead Guy's house.
Yeah, that was Ramon Cupris.
Yeah, that guy. Stop it making your name so hard to remember. I'll go see him and tell him we got another one.
Okay, where?
Shop owner in his little flat above his shop. Dead a couple days at least. Same kind of meal. Window broken. Out. No blood. Which means a tough hide.
You can see where there was some blood, but cleaned up. Or
No
at
blood
least
on
partial.
the window.
No blood on the window.
No blood on the glass, which means
Right.
it didn't cut itself. Which is giving my character pause because that means it has some kind of natural protection against cutting itself, which means it's going to be harder to kill. So that's why I was like, hey, magic-y people stuff. Do your bullshit at it.
Okay, do we have any idea what we're dealing with?
We do. It's a creature, which is some comfort because my previous theory was that it was a child. It is a creature that mimics a child. And these folk are showing compassion to what they believe is some mute urchin. And instead of feeding, they are being fed upon. And wastefully, too. It doesn't even finish that. Can you believe it?
Admittedly, not the first priority I would have put, but I guess I guess I understand your concern. Now, let me go.
Well, I don't know what that means. It's not natural for an animal not to finish its meal. It may be that it is ill or that it is mad, and mad animals bite other animals, and then they are mad, and then they also do more biting, and people can also become mad from being bit by mad animals. It's a public health concern.
This actually does bring up an interesting question. So, if it is not fully consuming its targets, this may be an indicator that it's going to have to strike more often out of hunger. The other thing is, some animals hunt out of sport. She looks at the druid as if to say, I'm right on this, right?
Looking to the druid for validation.
Yeah, and I wonder if this would be a sign that our shapeshifter is hunting for practice as it would normally, or a sign that it's rabid.
It is the madness that I worry about, simply because of the public health risk. How are these bodies being disposed of? Are they burned?
They're burned.
Good, we don't want any of them getting back up.
Right.
Do we? Right? Right. Not that I mind bashing him.
He looks at you a bit. He looks at you maybe just a little coldly at that and says, "Yeah, no, we don't."
Really
of
don't.
course, it's a very serious situation.
Right.
What?
Yeah.
He goes over to he strides into another room, goes over to another fellow, and says, "Hey, Gordon, We're gonna need the cleanup wagon at Bert and Molly's place next. Yeah, the rot gut salesman. Yeah, thing might have got him too.
Do you guys preserve bodies with cold so you can examine them further?
They're burned.
Typically, they're burned. We try to take drawings of them beforehand.
Okay.
Scenes and things like that. We have someone to come in and do some sketches of the relevant details. Sometimes they help with investigations. Sometimes not so much.
I use my illusion cantrip and produce a small-scale replication of this room and just say, did I miss any details? So that I can get as detailed an illusion as I possibly can to reproduce for later.
Mm-hmm.
My passive perception is 17, so I'm probably pretty good. But
oh, good.
That is,
Yeah.
very.
That's really good passive perception. That's really good.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I saw that feat and I was like, oh,
I must have it.
hell yes.
Yeah.
The way I run games, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. David's games are practically gumshoe.
Mm.
One of them literally was Gumshoe.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Quite literally.
Yeah,
Right.
Mhm.
but not Bubblegum Shoe yet. Maybe that's later.
I want to play Bubblegum really bad.
Right. In the meantime, though, he looks it over and, yeah, that's a pretty accurate representation. There's a pillow and a mat over there. Maybe he was setting a place for someone to sleep.
Ooh, good observation. Okay.
I do have a contact in the community who has promised to show me various hiding places around the place. They're less likely to cooperate with you around, but I do plan to follow up on that. I'll be hunting tonight.
Okay, we have work to do investigating at the scene you discovered.
Understand.
If you see any other scenes like that, I would appreciate it.
Of course. I'll be hunting tonight.
Good luck. Stay in touch.
Of course.
I'll write every week.
Oh, let the soldiers know that the guard know that there aren't much guard posted around this place, is there? Never mind.
The guards do occasionally patrol through Tuning's Fork, although some would argue, in the current situation especially, not nearly enough.
They're not going to bother, and that's good for them.
Okay, can you tell me anything else about this child that we're looking for?
Most of its garments are some facet of the illusion, but it does wear a red scarf. We found remnants of the scarf at 2 of the scenes now.
Oh, good call.
Possibly a gift, which indicates some sort of brutish attachment to someone perhaps that was kind. Hope that person is still alive. Anyway, yes. Mute child. The creature cannot speak. With a red scarf.
Mute and red scarf. That'll certainly narrow down the search.
The beast has a tough hide. Tough enough to not be wounded by breaking through window glass, which is worrisome.
Mm-hmm.
I'll handle that.
Okay, well, break out some better weapons for the troops, and we'll maybe doing some of our own hunting.
Keep in touch. I would
Need
not
to get the monofilament swords.
I would not call city guards with families to this fight.
Yeah.
They have as much stake in it as everybody else.
I don't think many of them are eager to protect this part of town, but the folk here might be. I'll talk to them.
Huh.
It is their neighborhood after all.
Right.
If the city guard could see any sort of recompense for the furnishing of weapons. Spears, I'm thinking. Spears and perhaps javelins. That would be helpful.
I don't know of many people in town that could handle either of those. But we can do some asking around, try to find out what people's strengths are, and cater to those.
Well, I'm really good with math.
Spear is thankfully easy training.
Very easy.
Poke with the sharp end.
Jilly, if I find you some able-bodied locals, do you think you could give them a quick lesson? For self-defense, of course. I don't plan to put any of them on the streets.
I look at the barbarian. I don't know if I'm the best qualified, but I may know someone.
Yeah, I'm looking at the barbarian now, too.
Yes. Hint, hint.
Yes, the barbarian is quite good at this.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this time people will take to it a little bit better.
Maybe. Perhaps the two of you could work together, your skills in communication and your skills with weapons. For self-defense, of course. We don't want anyone engaging with this creature and getting themselves killed. But there are people who have to be out on the street.
Do we know if this creature has an aversion to silvered weapons?
I think we did find that out, yeah.
I don't think that it does.
Right.
I don't think you found out about any particular weakness of it, that's yes.
Right, because if it has some, they weren't noted in the article we read.
Right.
Good to know.
So let's say afternoon rolls around. Marketplace down the street is just closing up for the afternoon because most of their produce is either sold or no longer good. Yeah.
Right.
And give me a perception roll, people.
Ooh.
One of my favorite roles.
Oh, be honest.
Really? I love perception. It's hard to make a character without it, so sometimes I choose not to.
The wizard gasps.
Yeah, critical miss.
Whoops.
I get a total of 13.
I think I run into a wall, nose first.
Awesome. Yeah, I failed too.
Critical failure. Are you guys certain we're not after a land kraken? Because, that just came to me.
Yeah.
A what?
Yeah.
What?
Land kraken? Sure. We'll consider that.
Okay, so what happens is, well, let's see. It would probably be Emmy and James as part of the group wandering through the marketplace, looking ahead and sort of spotting a flash of red low in the dissipating crowd.
Gasp.
Well done.
And so I have this mental image in my mind, which is a good place for mental images.
Yeah.
That those two say something, go running off in that direction after it, leading the rest of the group, except for Argyle, who, seeing another child off in that direction, runs that way instead.
That's good.
Uh-oh.
Now I have to decide who to follow.
Hello, Sephi.
Hi.
Aww.
How you doing?
He is growing up
Cutie,
fast.
he's getting
I
big.
know. Look at that smile.
He's like, Mom, stop it.
Next month.
Oh my gosh.
He's still
You're
not
getting so
saying anything.
big.
He's still not saying anything yet. Have you checked him for a red scarf?
No, I haven't. Maybe I should. Are you the bad kid?
Well, okay. One person's bad kid is another person's really good mimic.
Yeah. I left my toys out bad, and I ate my neighbor bad. So, got to be careful of which bad
You know.
we're dealing with.
So,
Forget my grammar, but one of these bads is much more badder.
I won't forget that ever.
No.
I think that moves beyond bad into a whole new category.
horrendous.
Yes.
Meanwhile, we have the group splitting up.
Yes.
Right.
Argyle's going one way. That might be a valid observation on his part. You don't know.
Since I didn't roll well enough, I actually don't know which group to follow. So, okay, I follow Argyle.
Okay, so in one band we have Argyle Fagak. Who else?
Well, not me.
Is this at night or
Oh,
is
this
during the day?
is in early afternoon. You'll probably be going to bed sometime after this, Saphir.
So I'll be in the other group.
Okay, you'll be in the group with Saria and Tess.
Sure.
Okay, Saria, Tess, Saphir, and who
Tess
else?
is the barbarian.
Tess is the barbarian.
I should probably be another one and then protect the squishy wizard.
Yeah, somebody could protect the squishy wizard.
Yeah.
I
You have
know.
the squishy wizard going one way, and you have the squishy druid going the other.
I know. So Saphir is literally like,
Eh.
oh! But one has the barbarian with them. I trust. Well, I don't trust Tess for a lot of things, but to like be more munchable than anybody else, I do.
No, okay. Tell you what, we have four people in the hangout that have had not rolled good enough one way or the other. What I would like you to do is in chat, tell me if you're following Argyle or you're following Saria and Tess, and just type it. Don't actually hit return yet.
Oh, you didn't say that the first time.
I was in the process of doing so. Okay, so those are declared. Who we have yet to hear from Jilly or Saphir? Nope. Okay, we have Thagak, Saphir. We have yet to hear from Warren and Jilly.
Jilly is going wherever wherever Tess is going.
Wherever Tess is going.
I'm good at what I do.
Yep.
What I do is deflect.
Today you are my meat shield. Tomorrow we'll do the half work again.
I need to just scoop Jilly up under one arm and just run with her. That'll be. I just want to be like, "Hope Jilly!"
Like a football with cute little horns.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That is a really adorable mental image.
I know. I need to draw that too then.
Okay.
Though she would be so pissed.
I know. That's cute too.
Little sorceress rampage.
She would like be beating on his back like.
While occasionally throwing eldritch bolts in front of you to clear obstacles.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Wear me on a backpack like a freaking turret.
Oh yes, that's okay. That has to happen now.
Together they fight tanks.
Together we fight tanks.
Okay, so let's see. Coy, I mean, rather, let's see, Warren, Saria, and Tess are in one group. No, actually, Warren, Saria, Tess, and Jilly are in one group.
Mm-hmm.
Argyle, Thagak, and Saphir are in the other.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Let's resolve. Which to resolve first?
The bigger group.
Yeah, let's go with Argyle's group first.
I thought that was the other one.
Resolve whichever one is tracing a red herring first.
I rolled a die.
Yeah, that's the best way to choose.
Either could end in disaster. When remains to be seen.
Of course.
But we start out with Argyle chasing after something that way, and Thagak and Saphir following. You're running after it, and it's staying ahead. The three of you give me athletics checks.
Athletics.
Mm-hmm. I rolled a 12 plus my modifier.
Would that be athletics? Okay.
Athletics.
That is 11.
Mm.
Oh man, I have a +4 total, and I got a 7.
Oh.
Wow.
I tripped over something. Huge pratfall. And then I just sort of said to the crowd, thanks, I'm here all night, try the veal.
Why, it hasn't been on the floor, has it?
Whoopsies.
Yeah, so, and what did Saphir get on his athletics check?
I got a 12 plus whatever my modifier is, which I'm...
Probably 3 for the strength, and if we include proficiency, that would bring you up to 17.
17. Okay, 17.
Okay, so you're leading the pack well
Saphir
enough
is
that you
actually
can see...
proficient in athletics, but the modifier is 3. Just from strength.
Yeah, you can see up ahead that this kid doesn't have a red scarf.
Oh.
But he is running from you as if maybe he did something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right. Well, I'm going to go, like, give a burst of speed forward.
Mm-hmm.
Scoop up the kid and said, hey. What exactly do you think you're in trouble for?
Actually, yes. Yeah, he has several pieces of fruit and some dried fish in his pockets.
Oh!
Oh.
Right. This creature probably wouldn't even have pockets.
All right.
Or have anything real pockets.
I kind of give him a little...
And it wouldn't take dry fruit.
And say, show me your teeth. And I kind of go like...
And he goes...
All right.
Has the kid said anything?
You got parents?
Yeah. Now he has.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Do they spend their money wise?
What they get of it, yeah.
All right.
They try
I'm going
to.
to slap some gold into his hand and say, help me out.
Well,
okay.
Tell all the other kids in town.
Gold might be a bit much.
Whatever, silver. Enough to buy like a week's worth of groceries at the market, which is not much for me. So, some silver. I slept
One gold would probably be good for a week or two of groceries for a whole family.
And, I trust the Temple of Briscus to like keep me comfortable. So, fine. Then I say, all right.
That's usually how it works. Yeah. But yeah.
I say, all right, go around to all the other kids you know. There's one of you, he doesn't talk. He wears a red scarf. He's dangerous. If you see him, come find me at the Donkey's Kick.
I'll do that. Yeah, thanks.
All right, get out of here.
Oh.
He's going gambling.
And I'm like, that's for
down Down at the Kitty Casino. Yeah.
That paladin was really awesome. Let's help him out. Let's all go find this kid with the red
and put a red scarf on him so we have something to tell him.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oops. It's all right.
Well, maybe it'll end disastrously, or maybe you'll get exactly the sort of information you're looking for. Remains to be seen. But by the time that Thagak and Argyle catch up, you've basically handled the situation and sent him on his way.
It wasn't the beast. It's just a kid.
Who? Good. I was worried.
Which brings us to the other four.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Everything is fine.
Now we gotta find the other. Oh boy.
Mm-hmm. Now you have some
Where
idea.
did the others go? I didn't see them go the other way.
Yeah, they took another path away, which brings us to that. Okay, athletics checks, everybody.
Oh boy.
Alrighty. I don't have that. Oh.
I'm
11.
guessing low.
Yeah, that was a 3.
Ooch.
I don't have a strength modifier. That's a 0, so it's still a 3.
No, you do have a strength modifier. It's 0.
Well, I mean, like, okay, so
You don't have a good strength
I will
modifier.
add
That's what
my
you're saying.
strength modifier. It is a beautiful round 0.
Mm-hmm.
You might argue that a modifier that doesn't change anything is not really a modifier at all.
You could. Mhm.
Well, it is good. It's very aesthetically pleasing. It's not good for increasing the number much, but it's good for looking at and saying.
It's a very beautiful, round, shiny, glistening
It's nice
0.
and
Go
round.
say.
Doesn't help shit though.
I didn't roll great. I only got a result of 11 with my modifier. So
Mm.
Still a damn 3 over here. So, but 11.
So we got a whole. Also, so we got a bunch of fairly mediocre results,
well,
except for
Except for
Warren.
Warren.
Warren,
is
who does some who puts on a burst of speed and gets ahead of the thing.
Go Warren.
Yeah, you see it up ahead. It takes a turn up onto Wendell's way. Gesundheit. That was a hornblower.
Mm.
The kid, red scarf trailing behind him, takes the turn ahead of you up Wendell's way. And when you take the corner behind it, ooh.
Ooh.
That's not a good sound.
No, it's now Matt is using one of his re-rolls and has well, let's just say he's doing a great job of keeping up with Warren. Yeah, Warren and Jilly both turn the corner about the same time, ahead of the other two, and see the street empty.
God damn it.
It disappeared someplace very shortly after it took that turn.
Hmm.
Based on my
Whether-
passive perception, are any of the people between the two groups acting weird?
Which two groups?
Between the two who ran in, quote, in front of it, and the people following up. Basically, I'm considering everybody between that area a possible shape changer.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Give me an insight check.
This is so weird. 13. But my passive is 17. So if I didn't
Everybody say something.
get it off of my passive, I might not get it.
Well, Saria and Tess come running up behind you. And you're looking somewhat flabbergasted at this street, and it's up to you to say anything.
Oh, I say, okay, see these, 6 or 7 people or whatever the case may be.
Actually, yeah, there's nobody on the street at the moment.
Oh.
Who are you talking about? I don't see anybody.
Okay, the street is empty. There is no monster on the street. There's nobody else on the street either. Not at this time.
Are there any sewer covers or open doors in that middle area?
There is a cut through into a back alley on the right.
I point at the cut through and start going over there.
Okay, now it's probably gotten a little extra lead on you while you wait for Tess and Saria to catch up.
Mm-hmm.
So you just have a number of backs of houses to look at.
Aw.
Awesome.
I feel like I could have done better.
It happens sometimes.
Here, critter.
Well, you two were fantastic hunters. Unfortunately, it just happened to be a little bit better.
A little fantasticer.
Yep.
Does this thing have a mating call or anything? What's it sound like, if so?
Not that you've seen written in a book.
Hmm.
This is the problem with book learning.
Yep.
It's also the problem with finding pronunciations.
Well, actually, I'm asking the druid as most likely to have heard. Actually, the druid and Tess, because region. So I ask them, is the answer still the same, or should they roll?
They should roll. The chance that either of them have heard it is unlikely, though.
Yeah.
Come on, 20.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm like.
Oh,
Praying for a
would this
19.
be a nature?
Pardon?
Would this be a nature roll?
This would be a nature roll.
I got a 17.
A 17.
Holy!
You're fortunate enough never to have heard one of those before, or unfortunate in this particular case.
Yeah.
I would laugh if, like, yes, there's a noise, but it's not reproducible by humanoid vocal tract.
I only rolled a 5, and even with the additions, it wouldn't be enough. So,
Yeah.
dice hates me today.
Oh, well.
Well, I'd be reproducing the sound by spell, so I wouldn't use vocal cords.
But how would I tell you?
Oh, here's the sound. Should I adjust it higher in pitch, lower?
Meanwhile, you get all sorts of things crawling out of the woodwork, responding to the calls. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at Tarask.
I give one of the cats some dried fish. For the rest of the game, Jolie's going to have a cat following her.
As long as you don't get too close to any Christmas trees, I don't see that as a problem.
Yes.
Gosh, you do it one time.
Okay, everybody. I'm going to sneak around the corner. Meow. 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 Cat. Meow.
I will say the Christmas tree did not fall all the way, so
Not all the way.
no.
It was only a little fall.
Just a little crooked.
We fixed it.
Yeah.
It was fine.
Oh, the things we get up to in previous game sessions. And you're left with a situation. You've kind of narrowed it down to one back alley. But can you narrow it down any farther?
Yes.
Okay, what are you looking for?
I'm thinking doors, maybe a sewer grate, or anything else that's an opening that somebody can duck into.
I'm looking for... I don't know if it can take a shape that is not like a creature. So I'm looking to see, like, are there any, well, like any dogs or whatever, or
a garbage can,
or a garbage can. Thank you. That's like dumpsters, but that's not quite.
Are there any animals around here?
Well, remember also that this thing can change its apparent size.
Yeah, but I mean, there's probably
But there's
limits.
gotta be
I'm not
limits to
looking
that.
at like apple size, and I'm not looking at, well, if it's elephant size, it's not going to be in the alley.
Yeah, not many pets out here at this time either.
Mm.
Yeah, one dog up the street sort of looks up at you.
Does the dog have a scarf on?
No.
Yeah, I'm looking for anything wearing a red scarf. Oh, there's a lamp wearing a red scarf. That's weird.
Could I ask the dog if it saw anything?
Ooh, or smell anything.
Druids.
Yeah.
Fucking love it.
You could.
Druids.
Question is, did it see anything?
Wow.
But it's certainly a tack to take.
Yeah.
Well, I want to, so.
And the smell thing could still be in the air, so.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Okay, and let's see, there's no roll or anything to activate that spell. It's just a spell, and then you can talk to the dog.
Yeah.
And rather than telling you to take a bite out of crime,
As you might assume. Strangely enough, his name is McGruff, however.
no, it isn't. Seeing as it's, yeah, that house over there hasn't smelled right in a while.
Ooh.
Oh, really?
I think, yeah, I didn't see anything just now, but I do know that that house, I had one or two good treats from them earlier. Some time ago. Nothing since.
Guys, I think there might have been another victim here.
We should check
Said
that out.
it.
That sounds like a good. Yeah, sounds like a good thought. Should we surround the place and then wait for the others to catch up?
I don't know if the others.
The others are you guys, Argyle, Thagak, and Saphir.
We'll probably go back to where we got split up and try and remember which way did they go off. Okay, this way, I think. Let's go that way and see if we spot anything.
Okay.
I'm sure we're trying to find them also.
Blind luck.
Yeah, I think it'll be just blind luck if we stumble across the scene.
You know, Warren also has a sprite, though.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Argyle, don't you have a raven that can fly around ahead and see if he spots the others?
Yeah, right. I have. That's true. So let's not waste our energy by running around.
Waste your familiar's energy doing it.
Yes. He is probably happy about the exercise. So I'm going to send him up.
Yeah, flying is good.
To take a look to see if he finds our friends.
Ah. Oh, yeah, there they are.
So the two meet, and they're like, oh, hi. Okay, we're over here. Well, they're over there. Okay, come and bring them.
How far is Puck following? Okay, how far is Puck following the thing?
The thing or the group?
the thing.
Oh.
Let's see. Actually, he'd be with you, so...
Yeah, he's with us.
Okay. So Puck didn't actually follow the thing to wherever it ultimately holed up?
No, he was basically just keeping up with Joey and I.
Okay. So, okay. To make a story that's longer than it should have been short, you all get back together.
We know there's a house that hasn't smelled right for a while, but then again, if it was because somebody was dead in there, I think the dog might have mentioned that.
How many dead bodies do you think that dog has seen?
It's a dog. I mean, don't get me wrong. Animals are very intelligent creatures, but they think differently than humanoids would put it. So it's saying that it smells different and that he hasn't gotten treats from there in a while. That tells you something big. I'm willing to bet that something's happened. It's not like the dog has probably seen a lot of dead people.
Probably not, yeah.
It's not like and not having that frame of reference, the dog isn't just going to be like, oh, there's probably dead bodies in there.
Well, if we walk up to a window and take a whiff, we'll probably know if there's something dead in there or not.
Mm-hmm.
True.
You get close to the windows and things. Who's going around the front? Who's going around the back?
Well, is the window closed or open enough that we could smell something?
The windows that you see are closed and not broken.
Okay.
I'll go around to the front.
Okay, you go around to the front, and there is a hand-stitched mat with something on it in a writing you're not familiar with.
Okay, I'm going with Saria.
Mm-hmm.
Am I familiar with the writing?
I don't think so.
What do you think it's worth? Does anyone think it's worth the time to do a comprehend languages?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was thinking a detect magic.
I'll do that.
It will probably say welcome or something.
It's probably like, yeah, hi.
Yeah, but if we can figure out what language it is, that could be.
Yeah.
It's a level 1. I have 4 slots. Honestly,
Actually,
there. I don't think there's. Considering what time it is now, probably one chart.
Actually, before you do that, let me stop you.
Yes.
Before you cast comprehend languages on it, you'd probably take a look at it.
Yeah.
Being from the wasteland, you'd recognize the script.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I just put the text of it into the chat. Oseni Fojbe.
Right, which means?
Well, it might be mistranslated as they stay lucky.
Stay lucky?
Yeah, that's what it could be mistranslated as. It actually translates, fortunate are those that can remain.
Oh.
You see it occasionally as a sentiment among those people in the small towns and such.
Right. The one
stay in one place is a luxury.
Right, because we're from a nomadic culture.
Right.
So, yeah. So I pass this on.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I'm a little lost on the cultural meaning of this is the house we investigated that the dog told us there was a dead person in?
Mm-hmm. You haven't actually gotten inside yet, and you're looking at the front mat, and it has writing on it in a wasteland script that reads basically, fortunate are those who can remain.
Right. Meaning It's a saying among some of our wasteland cultures. It was wastelanders who lived here.
Oh, wow.
Hmm.
And it looks like a fairly new mat, too.
How new? Like brand new, or?
Well, it's been stepped on a few times, but other than that, no wear.
Right.
Interesting.
Wow.
In wasteland culture, is it considered generally bad to be nomadic and better to remain? Is it because you're always being chased out of places, or more because, like, is it seen as bad to continue being nomadic?
Generally, no. Of course, it depends who you ask.
So
Yeah.
there is a contingent of people who like come to Nelforge from the wasteland and are like, this is so much better, fuck being a nomad.
They are rare, but they happen. You also have little villages and things out in the wasteland.
Yeah.
Where there are sufficient resources for them to exist.
Yeah. Nomads generally do their nomading because resources aren't sufficient to support them staying in one place. But those who are able to make a living without having to move. So yeah. So like there are probably like settlements around oases and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Okay, so no response upon knocking.
No, I would imagine not.
Okay.
I can just
Well,
and try to pick the lock.
I was just about to say we can see if anybody can pick
Well,
it, and
is
if
it locked?
not, a person can shoulder it.
It is locked.
Is it
Wait a minute. This is a fairly new mat set up by wastelanders who moved into the house, and
Mhm.
this creature was a wastelander creature.
coincidence.
I'm just
sure.
putting things together.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good thing.
They dovetail fairly well.
We shouldn't spread that around. We don't want some kind of panic and people doubting every wastelander that's moved into the
Right.
place.
Yeah.
That'd be almost as bad as having everyone doubting children.
Well, you can't trust children.
True.
Not really.
Mhm.
Well, let's
I-
see.
If we can't get the door open, I'll bust it in.
Okay,
Although
what?
I would rather use a
Wait a
pin
minute. What
to, like,
skills are
up.
used to pick locks?
Let's see. What skill would you use for that?
Sleight of hand, usually.
Sleight
I've
of hand
got
sounds
sleight of
right.
hand.
Or lock picking tools. You can roll with your lock picking tools
Mhm.
equipment.
So give me that sleight of hand check.
Okay, sleight of hand is okay. Wait a minute. My sleight of hand is okay. So it's a total of +3 for my dexterity and. Okay, no, that's an 8. So no, it's not really my forte.
So you don't pop it on that try. Anyone else willing to take a shot?
Wait, what is it we're rolling?
Sleight of hand or something similar to get a door open.
Anyone got a credit card? We can slip the lock.
I mean, I'll try it. Because why not? Well, that's a
A what?
19.
A what?
A 16?
19.
A 19.
No. Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
The
you
door was
watched.
open the whole time. You were
No, you watch what Tagak was trying to do, and you think you might have seen what he was doing wrong, and poing! Ta-da!
That's the noise it made.
Okay.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
Also, I think two different spellcasters. Correct me if I'm wrong. Two different spellcasters in the group have knock.
We do, but that would be very loud,
geez.
and that's not necessary in this case. As we have
True.
a very very
So I'm
clever
not going to burn comprehend languages. But I
druid.
believe I do have knock.
Mm.
You have a druid who's basically like, well, I've never done this before, but I'll try it.
Oh, hey, cool. I'm good at it.
Yeah, Saphira's like, nice.
Yeah.
That's actually very impressive.
So you can
Okay,
get.
so
you
anyway,
can get
Dave, just say that again. 2 spellcasters in the game have what again, Dave?
knock.
Knock.
Right.
Knock. Yeah.
Knock. But it's loud.
Ah.
And Saria just went there and said, oh, so this is what you call doors. Does this latch here open it? So, it's open.
Oh, that wasn't so hard, guys.
Oh,
Why was this so hill?
So
I'll
Saria
have
could have a new hobby as a result of this. But then you get the door open and
I'm
the
gonna take
stench
mine.
hits you.
oh God.
Ooh.
Mhm.
The handkerchief goes back on again.
With the booger on the other side for balance. Sorry.
It's fine now. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I've had a chance to rinse it out. It's fine.
Okay.
Saria almost doesn't react because she's used to animals and everything.
Mhm.
And she just kind of like, oh,
This is more than just a dead body.
yeah, she's like, oh, yes, that's definitely the smell of decay.
Decay and and at least the temporary residence of an animal.
Oh, yes. I would tell them that too.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. We
Place of
shouldn't
grounds.
go in then. We shouldn't leave our scent here. We don't want to scare it. We know where it is. We don't want it to know we've been here.
Wait, but if it's there, what if it is there right now?
I'll go in then.
Alone?
Yes, alone. I can call if I need
See
help.
where it just disappeared, so it probably went in.
Do any of you have magic to cleanse the scent?
Whoa, wait. That's...
Prestidigitation.
Oh, prestidigitation. I
And
do
it's
have
a cantrip too, I believe.
And
Yes.
it's a cantrip. I said, all right, I'm ready.
Good.
He was going like,
Nothing could
like he
possibly
expects
go
it to
wrong.
hurt.
So, I changed the smell to the smell of roses.
No. I can't
No.
smell like anything. You have
Okay.
to completely scrub me clean of any scent. Or I guess
Oh.
if you have to, make me smell like it.
Oh, sorry. I just cleansed the house of smells.
Make it smell the same again.
That's gonna wake it up. Oh God.
I don't think
I'm looking at the
Aging.
druid like, help me out here. He's being a thunderhead. I was like, no.
I thought that was the
Must smell
problem.
like it would smell. Make me smell like nothing at all.
What is Argyle's wisdom again?
Okay, 14.
Oh, well,
I must be cleansed of my own scent
Okay,
that I
okay,
don't alert it.
okay. I cleanse you of your smell.
Okay,
Mhm.
cool. Now, if I do, I will call for you if I need help. Be careful not to touch anything with your bare skin, or it will know you've been here. Stay.
But if you call us, then I'm cleansing the house of smell because then it's here anyway.
No,
So
we shouldn't worry about that. Like,
If I call for your help, then come ready to sling fire,
okay,
whatever you do.
good.
All right.
Mhm.
Good luck.
Yes. All right.
Yes. And Saphir goes into the metaphorical lion's den.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my boots off first, so that I don't make
Mhm.
noise.
so that
So
your
I'll
bare
take my
feet touch
boots
the
off
floor.
outside. I don't have any scent right now.
Right.
No
Take my
sense.
boots off and
Your-
head
your
in
boot-
on bare feet.
Your boots may never have smelled better. Yeah.
I know, right? Like maybe making friends with this magic guy is pretty good. I can like save on trips to the bathhouse. This is
Yeah. Sorry, I can pick locks, and Argyle can keep you from smelling like a dumpster fire. It's wonderful.
right? It's amazing. I could be a
Okay.
fancy man.
And pretty soon I'm going to write a piano sonata.
You get inside. There are a few boxes still packed.
Uh-huh.
And there is, over in the kitchen, a few little... underneath the smell of used stable and under the smell of used stable, you smell a little bit of body and a few vegetables going bad, and can look out there and find a body which has actually been pretty thoroughly consumed.
It probably came with these people, and these were the first deaths that have been thus far undiscovered because it's an abandoned house, or was an abandoned house.
But it's moved into too recently for the neighbors to get to know them.
But
God.
It apparently did what we were wondering earlier, why it wasn't finishing off what it killed.
Yeah. But it felt safe here, so it felt like it could come back whenever it was hungry. All right. So is it anything here?
There is a body, like I said, very thoroughly chewed up, and there are vegetables and fruits out on the counter as if someone was in the process of preparing a meal but was interrupted.
By death!
Yep.
All right.
Clawy, toothy death.
Okay, but David, is it here? Is it here?
It is not here.
I was already.
There is also an upstairs.
All right, head upstairs.
And there is also, it looks like, a downstairs.
Head downstairs first.
You're heading downstairs first?
Yeah,
okay.
That's more like a den, so that's probably where it sleeps.
Yeah, the poo smell gets stronger as you go downstairs. And in the darkness, you can make out what looks like several broken tiles leading into the storm drains.
Ooh.
Oh! All right, I'm just going to check it to make sure.
Yep, definitely goes to the storm drains. You stick your head in there?
It's not here right now. It's probably...
Not right now.
All right, well, I'm going to check the upstairs just to be sure, see if there's anything.
Upstairs you find another body, also very thoroughly chewed up.
Really chewed up. All right.
And some things. Looks like they'd set up looks like a bedroom for 2 people, and some new furnishings, including some clothes that have never really been worn for a child.
So it wasn't like they brought this thing in a crate as an animal. It was like they thought they adopted a kid, brought
it in. Well, the wasteland doesn't have that much of an adoption agency.
Yeah, no. So again, these were people who tried to do a good thing and fucking got eaten.
Yeah, and it looks like the man of the house, the eaten body upstairs, kept some sort of journal or two that might have some informative writings in it. Maybe I should post them to the community.
Yes, I'm going to take
over the next week.
Yeah, I can translate those anytime you want.
I'm going to take his journals. I'm also going to say prayers over the 2 bodies and give them kind of very, very truncated funerary service, like just a couple words and a blessing. And I think at some point,
put them to rest as best you can.
Yeah, put them to rest as best they can, and make each of them a promise to see them properly buried as the wasteland would have it. And
sometimes they just leave them out for the vultures. They gotta eat too.
Yeah, everything's gonna eat. But at least these guys were properly consumed, which I think Sophia makes them feel a lot better. At least they fed the belly of something and they weren't just wasted. And then I think the smell and just everything, and realizing that they adopted a kid and did something good, and then they both got eaten. His eyes are all red when he comes out again, and he's like,
right.
He's not here anymore.
And if that doesn't add insult to injury, as you step out the front door again, there's that mat underneath your feet. Fortunate are those who can remain.
My heart.
Is it dusty in here? Definitely dusty.
Sorry. I really shouldn't be laughing at this, but it is good to see a theme of this particular set coming to the fore. So, yeah.
Yeah.
That's so heartbreaking. Yeah, I think he's like wiping at his eyes and going, "It's not here." It's nesting in the storm drains. It's got a passage from the house into the storm drains. It can get. God, I'm going to have to somehow track down a map of the sewers.
The storm drain.
Sounds like it's going to be a good dungeon crawl for next week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And with that, and with that thrown out there, I'm going to go ahead and stop broadcast for now.